Hey everybody, and welcome to Technology and Toys, and today I've got one for all the PS4 gamers out there. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing and review of the Collective Minds Strike Pack F.P.S Dominator. What this does is it adds two paddles to the back of your controller, similar to like a scuff, basically the same thing, but for a fraction of the price. The box has already been opened by Amazon. Thank you for doing my job for me, Amazon. And inside the box you get a couple different things. You get a warranty card saying that if anything breaks on it under normal use for 90 days they'll replace it. I'm not sure if they'll replace it if you rage and throw it across the room, but if you want to test that, go right ahead. And then you can see right here we have the Dominator itself, as well as a 10-foot micro USB cable, and I'll explain what that's for in a second. But this is the Dominator itself. It's a lot smaller when you actually hold it. They make it look pretty big in the Amazon listing. As you can see, there's your micro USB port to plug into your controller. You've got the logo on the back, which the eyes light up right here. You've got your two buttons to map the paddles, and then you have your paddles, and they have a very, very satisfying clicking noise. Very, very satisfying. On the bottom, right here, you have your 3.5mm audio jack, because this covers the audio jack. And then you have this arm here that secures it to the controller, basically. So I have my PS4 controller over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and plug it into the back, just like that. And then this is where you take this arm, and it's got three little teeth on it. I don't know if you can see that. It's got three little teeth right there, and those go into the bottom three holes of the speaker grill on the controller, and it holds it there. It's pretty sturdy too. Like, you can't really move it once you secure it. And then your paddles are down here, conveniently placed, so if you don't want to take your thumbs off the thumbsticks, your fingers are right there. And the paddles themselves are removable, so if you're like traveling or something and you don't want to snap your paddles or break the controller itself, you can take them off, and then they just attach through magnets, and you put them back in. Start clicking away. Now, one of the downsides to this, or it's not really a downside, it can be for some people, but they tried to fix that with the product itself, is when you install this, it becomes a wired controller. You can't use this wirelessly, so you'd have to plug in a micro USB cable to the controller itself and then plug the other end into your system. So if you're someone like me who has his setup right here and his PlayStation's right under the table, it's no big problem. But if it's like a living room PlayStation where you have the TV on the other side of the room, that could be a big problem for you. But that's what they put this 10-foot micro USB cable in the box for. Also in the box you get a little user's manual, and it basically tells you how to enable like a bunch of different mods, how to install the mod pack, which I just showed you, and how to map the buttons and make sure it actually connects to your PlayStation, which I'm about to show you. So like if you're a modder and you want to go and like read through all of this stuff, you can. I haven't used any mods because I'm not a modder, and it's not very detailed, or at least in my opinion it's not very detailed. Alright, so with the mod pack installed, I'm gonna fire up my PlayStation over here, and I'm gonna record the screen with my camera, so if it looks garbage, I'm sorry. Okay, so the PlayStation's on. As you can see here, I have Call of Duty running. The way the mod pack pairs with your controller and your system is you plug it into the controller like this, and you turn it on as a Bluetooth controller. And to connect it, what you do is you plug it in to a micro USB cable, which I have right here. You plug it into the bottom of the controller, like that. And it will come up asking who you want to assign this controller to. And you pick your profile, and now on the bottom of the controller the eyes of the logo are lit up. So now I'm going to show you guys how to map the paddles to pretty much whatever button on the controller you want. You press and hold this button, and then on the front of the controller you press whatever button you want it to be mapped to. So I'm going to press and hold the button on the right paddle, and I'm going to press cross, and when I press in the paddle, as you can see, it selects whatever I have on the screen. And then on the left paddle, it seems to be on the right, but when you hold it in your hand, it's on the left. I'm going to press this in and hold it, and I'm going to map it to circle. So when I press this paddle, it goes back. Now, one downside to this, if you're, again, someone that plays in the living room and you have a sound system that you like to play your game on, you can't really use that unless you wire it in through a 3.5mm audio jack. So if I were to fire, you don't hear anything. And I've plugged my controller into the speaker through an aux cable, and now when I shoot, you can hear it. You can hear all the sound through the speaker. Now, the idea behind this is if you're gonna buy this, you probably have an interest in competitive play, and you probably have a halfway decent pair of headphones that you would plug into your controller anyways and listen to the audio through that. You can use USB headsets plugged directly into the PlayStation, but you'd have to plug that in after you pair the controller itself. This little guy can be found on Amazon for about $40-ish, which seems like a lot, but most scuffs with the controllers with the paddles built into them cost around $120, $140 and upwards. So for a fourth of the price of a scuff, without having to buy a whole new controller with paddles in it, you can use your controller that you're already used to with this, and it will work just as good as a scuff, if not better. It doesn't have 4 paddles like the Scuff Impact does, but that's a little overkill. I can more than recommend this to competitive players that want a scuff but don't have the pockets to get a scuff. Like I said, this is about a fourth of the price of the average scuff, and it does the same thing. I mean, you can customize your scuff with grips and different colored buttons, but if you really want to do that, you can go find them on eBay for like $5 for the entire controller set. Sticks, buttons, shoulder buttons, triggers, everything for like $5. So there you guys have it. That is my unboxing and review of the Collective Mind Strike Pack F.P.S. Dominator for PS4. As always, I'll have this linked in the description, as well as a link to their sites. Be sure to comment down below, will you be picking up one of these? Do you have a scuff? And was this review helpful at all? If you like this type of video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as well as turning on notifications so that way you get updated whenever I upload another video. And until the next video, guys, goodbye.